Okay, well, howdy y'all. This is Chad. I don't know, I'm feeling kind of formal with this right now. I think, okay, well, I have a roommate out there in the kitchen right now. Don't know if you can hear me. Don't know how loud this is. As time will go on, I'll get more confident with this. Okay, actually, before I say anything, I am curious how many views I've gotten on my past videos. Okay, my last video was 2 weeks ago. 2025 review with 8 views. Did any of my friends watch it? No. So, that's all fine and dandy. I, for some reason, thought I had another video uploaded beforehand. Well, I've been meaning to make this. God. I wanted to make a video after the first week talking about it, and talking about like work, talking about, I guess, being back in Atlanta. Well, first I should maybe thank my friends for getting me a ring light for specifically this purpose. I'm trying to figure out what's best. I think this lighting looks good. It's kind of cool, at least, but like when you look at my face, I kind of have this in my, whatever. Anyways, that's beside the point. But thanks to my friends for getting me that. It's a Christmas gift, which got a little late, but that's all right. Anyways, I have now spent, when I get back to Atlanta, I guess like a little over 2 weeks ago. And I'm getting distracted by my YouTube tab and my whatever, Discord and Steam and other stuff. Anyways, these past 2 weeks since the last video have been interesting, I guess. Excuse my neck cracking. I don't even know where to start. I don't even remember when. Was it the first? I guess I made that video the first night I came back, if I remember correctly, and since then a lot has happened. I guess not honestly, not too much, nothing crazy. But this has been a huge transition period, I guess, and figuring out how to exist as an adult, or I don't know what my problem is. There's been a lot going on. I can't even figure out how to like yap or like even formulate these videos, because I think before I would talk about like random stuff and then I would talk about lessons I learned, but right now it's just been a lot of like stressors, I guess, or I need to be more careful about the words that I use, just because I want to practice my public speaking with this, I guess. I want to I want to articulate myself clearly. And I think overall, the past few weeks have been very hectic, very chaotic. Not very. It's just weird getting used to things again. We're getting used to, one, being in my apartment from student housing. There's stuff on my desk. Now I'm getting distracted. I'll just try to keep yapping. But like I'm out of college now, and now I'm working, and I'm not seeing all my friends in my classes. I'm not with my like past roommates, or like it's all new roommates. They're cool. My new roommates, I think I talked about them, but that I would be getting new roommates before. But now, oh my god, like, bruh. Work. Okay, I'll talk about work first. The first week was a lot. I didn't actually start on any projects, but God, like just, I was trying to be very engaged with the work that, well, I was going to say the work that I'd been given, but I was literally just shadowing people. And I was trying to lock in for that. I think I was trying to keep my brain engaged the whole time, and that kind of tired me out. And I don't know, I think coming off a break of doing nothing was just I don't know. I'm having a side thought right now, which I'll just get it. I'm feeling like I'm feeling like I'm missing something from these videos. Like, I think when I made these videos before, I had a bit more direction of what I wanted to say, because right now I'm just generally talking about shit. And I feel like, well, what I intended, at least in some point in the long term, is to make a YouTube channel where I'm helping people out and talking about lessons I've learned and trying to be a friend for people watching these videos, or teach people things that I'd learned, because I think I'm someone who came from a very insecure past to now being more confident. At least just, I still have shit that I have to deal with, but it's not anything that's centered around my identity or insecurities or things that I really need to work through. Maybe there are things I need to work through still, but I don't know. I guess I'm trying to figure out how to actually make this work. The tone of these videos might be very different, because I think compared to the videos I was making like a year ago when I was back in my internship, I was definitely having more fun with making them, just because I had more stuff going on. And right now it's kind of just like, oh, like now, because the purpose of me making these videos was to have them be accessible to my friends, or catch up with my friends, and they could see what I was going on with, about what was going on in my life, because I am just a very, I don't even know how people would describe, I'm very curious how my friends would describe me, honestly, but I feel like I'm at least very focused on my own path and doing my own thing, and that's how I want to do. And the friends that I have, like, I don't know, I'll do so with them if my interests align in the moment. Like, if this is what I want to do, then I'll do it. And maybe that's a thing I should be talking about, honestly, this video. I think maybe I'll just go to how things have been recently, and then I'll move to things that I've been more grappling with, like, internally in my head. But at least recently, God, like, work started out, I think, good in the first week, but then kind of teetering off towards the end of the week, and the end of the first week, and then the start of, I guess, my second week was literally last week. It just didn't feel like, oh gosh, I don't feel like I'm connecting with my team the greatest. And I'm trying to, I like, the first day I try to talk with them, try to ask them questions, and I think maybe now I'm reflecting on the fact that we need to ask different questions, because I was trying to get to know them as people, and I think that's how I've been used to socializing, connecting with people. But now it's an adult workspace. I need to learn how to ask questions that are more work-oriented, more things that they can talk about, because I think a lot of, like, the attitude that's been at work is just, oh, like, they talk about work, they do work stuff. I'm gonna put lotion on my hands. My hands are dry. But, like, they talk about work, they do work stuff, they work together. It's like a big friend group on the job, which is super cool. But I just don't know how to connect with them, really. So that was my struggle. And now, at least, I talked to my supervisor, and I was like, I told him, like, I don't think it's easy for me to connect with the team right now, because I don't have any work to do. I can't ask them anything. I can't really learn from them, because when I try to shadow, I was just like, oh, yeah, I'm not doing anything interesting, so actually you can just, I don't know, like, I don't have any work now, or like, okay. But, like, whatever. So I think starting this week, I'll be getting assigned stuff, and hopefully I can ask questions and learn. And I think, like, my job will be good once I get going and start really picking things up, because I like feeling like I know what I'm doing. I feel like learning a software and being autonomous like that is super nice. I think I'm just in a weird starting point, and also they had a bunch of deadlines the first week, and then the second week was kind of chilling because there's, like, other projects are coming in. So that's fine. Work, I think I just need to give it more time and things will get better. And at least outside of work, things have also been, well, I've had a lot of plans with people. And I think I'm reflecting now that I need to learn how to set boundaries to respect my own time, because there are things that I want to do, but I'm kind of letting myself get swept up along in other plans, which is like, I'm half the time actually making these plans. But I'm realizing now it's like I need to balance both what I want to do and spending time with these people, or spending time with my friends. I don't know why I said that. If anyone's watching this, I'm sorry. It's like I want to play video games, and because I gotta make good use of this PC that I've been given. It's very good timing because holy shit, I guess RAM's really expensive now. But like I went to go see No Other Choice, phenomenal movie, very much so along the lines of like Marty Supreme. Went to a sushi place, had some surprise birthday parties, I was gonna say movie nights, but me and my old roommates have just been watching this Korean dating show, which has been pretty entertaining. And then I've been dealing with car stuff. Like I'm kind of trying to remember what I've been trying to figure out like my routine of like how to make food, how to keep working out. And I actually had a pretty good workout today I was working out for like over 2 hours. 5-minute walk warm up, shoulder and arms, then a 20-minute run, and then stretching after. Like that's pretty good, I think. Feels good to be, I was gonna say using my body, but that's poor phrasing. Anyways, oh God. We got a new car last semester. Maybe I won't go into like the legal details of it, but I've just been having such a headache right now with the dealership, the insurance, my parents. It's a very, like I would go into the details of this, but it feels dicey because it's legal problems and I don't want to expose myself like that crazy. But it's just a pain. I went to the dealership Thursday and Friday to try to figure this stuff out and talk to people and see what I could get done. And I'm just like, oh my God, brother. Like, I mean, this is like, I have to, at least like last week, I was kind of stressed out and just kind of like feeling down because like I'm not connecting with my team. I have to deal with this car stuff. I'm just like, am busy and doing stuff. I'm not able to like just have my own time. Which is like, I never thought I would feel that way. Because I think, well, before I was like way more insecure and I wanted a lot more social validation, and now I'm kind of chilling by myself, more okay on my own, more independent. And I don't know if my independence is actually an issue to some degree, but in any case, I'm doing way better than I was before. And actually this angle is kind of an issue because I have a lot of hand motions, which my friends kind of made fun of me for, but that's all fine. Because it is kind of funny. Like I didn't even notice, like I just have a lot of hand movements, but I think it's fun. I think it's engaging. But God, getting used to work, settling in, new dynamics, having to like, dealing with Atlanta traffic. God. Holy God. Having a car has given me so much freedom, but now it's like a world of new difficulties, which is like, excuse me, not that I'm trying to compare people's problems, because some people don't even have a car, blah, blah, whatever. It's still valid that I have my own concerns, and I feel like I just need to preface that because I feel like there are a lot of things that people think, it's like in that situation, like, oh, you should be grateful you even have a car. I am grateful I have a car, but that doesn't invalidate the issues that I have currently. And I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know. There are a lot of beliefs or thoughts that people have that I take issue with because it doesn't feel fair. You're projecting your insecurities. It's like they're like unhealthy coping mechanisms that are skewing your perspective of reality. And that's part of the direction I want to go with this channel. But anyways, that's beside the point. But yeah, God, it's been a lot of stress. And today's been good because last night I had like a surprise birthday party for my friend, and I left early because I was a little tired, and also wanted to like an early start to today, which was great. Honestly, I'm feeling good about today because I woke up at like 7:30. Could have been a little faster on my morning routine and could have scrolled a little less maybe, but then I had, like I said, the 2-hour workout, and now it's 2 o'clock, and I don't think I would have done that if I didn't sleep earlier. So I'm feeling good about myself, and I'm feeling happy, like I have time, I can do things, because I need to watch Stranger Things, I need to watch Psychopaths, I need to watch, I need to record this video, I need to study for my fundamentals of engineering exam, but it's like I have a lot more time, freedom, and I can just like decompress and chill, and just like sit here, and just sit here. But yeah, anyways, what was I gonna be talking about? But yeah, getting used to everything's a lot. It's like, which is good. Like I'm not complaining, right? I'm just like observing. This is a lot to work through, and I'm fine with that. I just need to get into a good routine, get comfortable, get used to it. Damn. Like people really, I'm very lucky that I have a lot of support from my friends, my family. Like, well, actually, I'm not sure. My mom was supposed to pay this car off fully, which is crazy, and I'm very privileged in that regard. But she hasn't done that, so I'm kind of confused why, which I'm not necessarily complaining about. But she set the expectation herself that she would pay for the car. Now she's not meeting that expectation, and that I think is unfair, because it would have been fine if it was just, oh yeah, let's get this car, we can finance it. But she's like, I can pay it off. Like, why would you say that and then not be able to do it? I don't understand. But yeah, but I guess for what I was saying about like my internal thoughts, going back to the break, maybe I don't know if I mentioned this in my last video, but being home in my home state for the break was weird for a month, because I didn't know what I was doing, or I didn't feel like I knew what I was doing. I was just like kind of like lost in limbo. I'm just like, this kind of just sucks. Like I didn't feel like I had like a purpose or a reason to do stuff. I was just kind of existing. I was kind of just drifting, and it was weird. And like socially, I feel like I've changed a lot, and I really haven't said this to some of my other friends yet, but, or maybe even any of my friends, honestly. I kind of just have mentioned this to my sister. God, I'm wondering if I should say this. Like, it feels like if I do say it, it's gonna, like, I'm not gonna be able to take it back if I say it. I guess I'll give a general idea, though, that I feel like I'm very dynamic socially, and I'm not quite sure I understand why that is the case about myself, because, okay, well, when it came to like video games, my setup back home was terrible, and I couldn't play anything, so I was just like, I don't want to do that. And now I'm here, I have my PC and my setup, and everything like runs amazing. I can play Arc Raiders, and Arc Raiders is actually a lot of fun, or at least it's more enjoyable than some of the things I've ever done outside of that. But like some of the ways I was existing on my own, I don't know if you can hear the background noise because my roommates are now talking, or if I'm loud enough. I really don't know if I'm loud enough for this. But it's like, God. It's confusing because now I'm able to, now I'm like, I feel like I'm moving forward. I can do things that I want to do. I'm hanging out with my friends in person and playing games with my gaming friends. But there's just like some disconnect in the break where I kind of didn't want to do anything, or like I wasn't having fun doing things I would used to have fun doing. And I thought it was like depressed or like anhedonic or something, but now it's like I'm fine. I'm like feeling more fulfilled or happy. Honestly, I haven't felt like a really good emotion in a while. Or I haven't like, I don't know. I've had like fun, but I haven't had like, I don't know, like a feeling of joy or like humor. Maybe I'm saying something that I need to talk to a therapist about, but it's just like, I'm just kind of just like existing. And I really don't know what it is that I need or want. I'm kind of just like doing the things that I need to do and interacting with the people that I think I need to interact with. And I'm not sure if my mindset's just very practical or like value based or something, or I don't know. I have a lot of questions, but I'm like still operating normally. But you know what? At least I'm honest with myself. Anyways, though, I forgot to mention this, but I did go back on the dating apps, and there was one girl that I was talking to, but I'm realizing I need something different, something else, because I'm like looking at these girls and I'm weighing compatibility, interests, what they might value, who they are based on their profile. And I don't know, I talked to this girl yesterday and she said she had a lot of fun. It was a FaceTime call because we planned a date, but it didn't happen. And I was like, it was a good conversation. Like I was putting in effort. I mean, that's the problem. I don't know. Because when I socialize with new people now, I ask a lot of questions, try to get to know them. And she was answering stuff, but I didn't feel a connection myself. And I don't know if, like, God, I don't know. Because I've been thinking like, oh, the things that I've enjoyed the most have been mainly from meeting people in real life, start out as friends, and then try to push towards the direction of something more romantic. But oh God, I can't meet new women. It's so hard. That's why the dating apps I thought were my way of doing that, but now it's, I think maybe I need to go a different route. I think maybe I've been too serious on the dating apps, and my attitude is more like very, I'm not sure, pressure based. I don't know, because I'm very, when I'm on the dating apps, I'm very intentional. I'm very trying to find my long-term partner, but maybe that's not the right thing for me, because I think the girls that I've liked in the past have been very fun, like they're interested, but we're kind of just like two people focused on one thing as opposed to focused on each other. And I don't know. I'm trying to think about how this like thing with this last girl, like this girl went before. Like we were talking about like potentially doing something today, but I am at least now I have a full day to myself. I'm just like I kind of do my own thing. But I don't know. There are girls that my friends would recommend me stay away from, like red flags on the dating apps, because I guess that's my type. But I think, well, for me, I've never like been in an actual relationship, so I'm thinking that maybe I should go that route because any experience is good experience. And honestly, with all this stuff going on, like all these thoughts in my head, also, just like I don't want to get anything like crazy serious. I mean, I think I'd be good for something casual, something like low pressure, someone close by also. Because this girl that I was talking to was like an hour away. I'm just like, yeah, I don't really know how I feel about that because my weekends are the only things that are really open. But spending that much time on the weekends when I have all this stuff going on, I want to like take a break slash. And also, I think one thing is like I should be interested in talking to this girl, but I'm not, because I was talking to there's stuff from the last semester that I also. I mean, I guess I didn't have videos covering, but there's one girl who she was really interested in me. I was not interested in her, and then she crashed out. Anyway, that's a whole other story. But yeah, I don't know. I think what I'm gonna need to do is find someone who, like the question is like, who am I looking for? And I think I'm looking for someone who is very, I don't know, very independent, does her own thing, and I'm trying to think of like, she has her own separate life, I guess. And maybe that's why the dating apps don't work for me, because now I'm thinking like, when I'm talking to these people over text, or I don't know, I'm like I'm only seeing the side of them that's focused on the romance. I'm not seeing them like be busy because they're working, or maybe that's my own judgments. That's interesting to think about, because at least today I was wondering if I should text this girl back, if I should reach out to her and say, I don't know, just like make plans, or just communicate that I kind of actually don't want to do things today. And I've been telling myself that the girls who I've been attracted to in the past, or had crushes in the past, they've all had stuff that they're focusing on. And I'm sure that all these other girls do as well. And when I say these other girls, I mean the girls I'm talking about, the dating apps. But the main thing I'm seeing is them and me. It's just us seeing each other. And I got to think about this, because I don't know, because I've been saying all this stuff, but this girl, she's working hard to do what she wants to do. She's working hard to achieve her dreams, and that is something that I should respect. Well, no, I do respect that, but I just mean, like, I guess it's not like something that I'm connected to. Maybe it is that simple. Maybe I'm just not feeling attracted to her line of work, the profession she's shooting for. I don't know. I think, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know, I want to talk about anime now, but the anime characters who I value watching a show for are those who are very passionate people. They have their beliefs, they stand their ground, they're working hard to achieve those beliefs. And I think what I'm looking for are people who are passionate in just life. Like, they're passionate in their energy, they're passionate in, maybe I'm just looking for passion, I think. And I don't think she has that. I feel like maybe that's wrong of me to say. Maybe like just like the passion I'm thinking of it, the definition in my head, not everyone else's. Because another thing is that people are very bad at communicating ideas, because when someone says something, you fill in whatever you're confused by with your own context, and that just leads to misunderstandings, that leads to miscommunication, that leads to confusion, or etc. And I think more people need to hear someone say something, be confused, but then ask for further clarification. Like, I'm interpreting this right now in this way. Is this what you meant? Or, I think, like, I don't know, people, I don't know what kind of skill that is, but just being able to take a step back, focusing on the bigger picture and who they are as a person, like thinking like, or maybe not who they are as a person, depending on the context of the actual statement. God, but that's like one thing, and I don't even know why. Oh, because I was talking about passion. But like, I don't know. I don't think I'm looking for someone who has, what's the word? Bubbly energy, who's very like bubbly, passionate, like someone's just trying to match me. Because I think I'm very like all over the place. I just exist, and and in some ways, like I can do that if the feedback loop that I'm getting is positive. But I think that one, I'm really realizing that my love language is very heavy on physical touch, because I think if a girl started showing interest in me and we were like brushing arms, like just being very physically close to each other, then I would start feeling romantic feelings for her. But so far, these things have just been online, and I think it's maybe at least with this girl, it's just bad timing, because we were supposed to go on a date yesterday, but it's like, how was things had to cancel because of the ice storm coming up, and no one knows how to drive in the state. But God, yeah, I think, I don't know. I don't know if, well, I don't think about love languages, because I don't know, because what I'm thinking right now is that for me, a relationship is something that adds value to your life, right? It's not just like you fall in love with someone falls in love with you, and then you guys like start dating. Well, like that is what a relationship is, but like then you can put the spin on the relationship being toxic if both people are just bad for each other, but they're still in love. Like, yeah, that's like two people loving each other, but like, is that a relationship anyone wants to be in, a toxic one? And if your answer is that you would like a relationship even if it is toxic, then maybe you should reevaluate your own level of self-respect and self-love for yourself. But anyways, I want a relationship. Obviously a relationship is two people loving each other. Like, that's the bare minimum. But what I want is some gap that I can't fill currently. The current version of myself can't fill, or my friends can't fill. And that comes in the form of, I don't know, romantic gestures. And maybe, I don't know if that's a wrong way to think about a relationship, because obviously you want your partner to be someone you can be best friends with, someone who can be a friend to you, someone who can support you, do all these things. But like, your friends can do that for you also, if you have good friends. I think if your friends can't support you when you need it, with the caveat of you knowing how to express your needs carefully and deliberately without immediately having them experience the brunt of your emotions, because not everyone's equipped to handle that emotional capacity, right? But I think a good relationship has those same qualities, but then also they can fill up the love you can't give yourself. And I think people can give a lot of love to themselves. And I think in a lot of ways, there are a lot of people who actually harm themselves actively. In ways you don't even realize. Because, okay, let's talk about self-love right now. Because I think, for me, what I've been realizing is that, for me, what self-love looks like is cleaning up my space and respecting myself. Doing my laundry because I like wearing clean clothes, or making my bed because I value clean, tidy environments, and eating well and eating good food and taking care of myself. And those are the things that make me feel good about myself, because at the end of the day, at least someone is taking care of me, right? And that's myself. And I think what people maybe get wrong about self-love is it doesn't need to be affirmations that you tell yourself in the mirror, although it can be, and if that supports you, makes you feel positive, then that's fantastic. But just for me, you have to think about the things that people want, what voids they fill for those people, and how that translates to you, because we don't want all of the same things. It's like, no, I don't want a super nice car. I don't want a shit ton of money, although money's nice, and money does help a lot of problems after a base point. but I just want general happiness, friends, my own autonomy and agency and freedom, and the ability to live life on my own, experience life on my own, and live life the way I want to, with not at the whims of other people or their emotions. And how exactly, and obviously, like, I will have to make compromises in some places when I'm in a relationship or trying to exist with other people, because I think there's a lot that we can address on our own, whether that's in therapy, whether that's through self-reflection and introspection and putting yourself in new uncomfortable situations and thinking about why those situations are uncomfortable and if you want to do it again. But when other people are thrown into the mix, it's really a whole different form of thinking. Because I think, like for me, when I started school at Georgia Tech, I was very socially anxious, had no idea how to make friends, no social skills, kind of a loser, dressed weird, didn't know, I don't know, was just awkward overall. And it's like, what's this kid doing? He doesn't have friends after a year and a half. But for a year. Oh God. Oh, I'm tired. I worked out a lot. But you know, I kept trying. I kept trying to talk to people in my classes, kept trying to socialize. I kept trying to do new things, try something different, think about why this went wrong, think about what I'm feeling, think about how do I feel about this, think about the mistakes that I make, think about how I can change, how I can improve, how I can be better, think about what I want for myself, and think about how I can move in that direction. And I think people really underestimate the ability you have to make change for yourself. And I know there are a lot of circumstances that make that kind of change difficult, because what I was telling my friends over the break is that your environment is so important, and where you were raised, where you grew up, defines a lot of who you are, because you have all these people who know you, all these people who have seen you grow, all these people who or grow up, all these people who have experienced life with you, and they have expectations of you in their heads, and then you can't really be a new person. You can't explore yourself. You can't pause. You can't just figure out who you want to become, because I mean, I'm sure there are people who are happy having gone through high school, going to a local college, staying in their area with the people that they know. That's great. But at least for me, I wasn't happy with myself there. And having had the opportunity to go to tech, be in these new uncomfortable situations, and struggle for myself, figure out why can't I feel like why can't I focus? Why can't I do my homework? Why do I feel so alone? Why do I feel so insecure? Why can't I make friends? Why can't I meet new people? Why have I just been eating alone at lunch for the past year and a half? Or why can't I figure out how to resolve a conflict with my roommate? Why can't I, the list of things pile up. And I don't know, obviously that's a lot. Like, it's a lot of shit that I didn't understand about myself. But it's a matter of putting yourself in one situation, addressing one question, figure out how you can do better the next time, and then thinking, like doing that rinse and repeat. Because change doesn't come from radical decisions. It doesn't come from, maybe that's the wrong phrasing, because change comes when you do the thing that you want to do but you're scared to do. And I think I've seen people say this, maybe you haven't heard this, but you will never be 100% ready at any moment for any decision. You have to it's a leap of faith, because there is some internal reason why you're scared to take this action. Whether that's a fear of you losing some part of yourself, or whether that's a fear of change, whether that's a fear of what you don't know what happens next. But I think what people really need to embrace is that idea of change, of growth. Because in my opinion, trying something new, failing, and then repeating that cycle until you get success is way better than being stuck in the same place, stuck with the same questions, stuck at the same spot when you have these goals, these ambitions, these things you want to do. And those goals and ambitions don't even have to be a job, a career, a nice car, money, blah, blah, blah. It could just literally just be satisfaction with yourself as you sit with yourself. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to be okay on my own. I didn't know how to do that. And that's through trial and error, through meeting people, finding my right group, figuring how to be myself with that group, figuring out how to interact with new people with that group, understanding social dynamics, social cues. What's the best way for me to connect with new people? How can I exist in a way that makes me friendly, sociable? And maybe that's me conforming. And maybe you don't want to do that. And that's totally okay. But then I would just have to say that you have to figure out your own way of meeting new people, talking to people. Because in my opinion, I think it's ridiculously unrealistic to assume you can't compromise in some way about yourself to interact with other people. It's like at work, you can't be disrespectful to your boss. You can't talk to your boss the same way you talk to your parents, unless your boss is super cool and your parents are super cool, or you hate your parents. You can't beef with your parents the way you beef with you can't beef with your boss. You have to mold yourself to fit into this social dynamic. And whether that's you restricting yourself or learning how to express yourself differently, there's just a lot of ways to change. I think people don't think about the different perspectives, the different ways we can express ourselves. Because that was the biggest thing for me, is I thought my route to existence was just one track, be open about a lot of stuff, just be talkative, etc., blah, blah, blah. But then figuring out but knowing when I can do that and when I can't, and figuring out how to express myself differently. And honestly, sometimes I don't even express myself at all because I don't know what to say, but that's okay. And somewhere along that entire path, kind of had a different point, but somewhere along the way, I learned how to be okay with myself. I think, maybe in these next few videos, I'll talk about actual issues that I'm perceiving and thinking. But if anyone's still watching this, if you're a man, you don't need a girlfriend to be okay with yourself. You don't need a girlfriend to be okay. Because now, along the journey of me working out, of me committing trial and error, of growing, I'm focused on finding a partner who works with my lifestyle, who's compatible with me, and I'm okay with not having a girlfriend. But before, I thought that a girlfriend was all I wanted, all I needed, but now that's not the case. And I really just want to emphasize that idea that you don't need a partner in life to be okay with yourself. And then, I don't know if I mentioned this in the last video, but at the same time, do things for yourself. If you can't do it for yourself, do it for something that you want. And along the way, I really hope that you figure out how to give love to yourself, because focusing on achieving this thing, I think that thing will give you that happiness, is never true. It's not. Because that thing will never fill a void inside your heart. everyone has these internal struggles, these internal insecurities, and you really just have to hold yourself up, face yourself in a mirror, and figure out why am I not okay? And that's the question you need to ask yourself, in my opinion. And maybe that's the tone of these videos, honestly. Because what I want to talk about is, I don't know, the lessons that I've learned or how I've grown, and like I'm repeating myself now. I really hope these videos aren't just a repeat of me emphasizing that again and again, but who knows? I don't know. Maybe I'll come up with some structure at some point, but I'm done with this, I think. At least the next week, I'm hoping that work is better. Work is more interesting. Hopefully I know how to set boundaries for myself, practice that. Hopefully I watch a movie in theaters on Tuesday, and I got Regal Unlimited, so free tickets. I gotta make good use of this. And then hopefully this car stuff gets figured out soon, because I really want to be wrapped up like right fucking now. But I don't know. What do I have to look forward to? I need to play more Arc Raiders. I need to watch Stranger Things, and I guess what do I call it? This one person at work is very much so in anime. She's not on my team. She is in a more superior role, perchance, I think. But I need to watch Psycho-Pass, because we made a 4-episode contract. I need to watch 4 episodes by tomorrow. So I need to go do that. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. That's me yapping for 50 minutes again. And I really don't know how I do this. So thanks for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. I don't know if the tone of this video will even go anywhere. I don't know if this YouTube channel will go anywhere again, but maybe I'll have something interesting next time. So, yeah, I don't know. Was it my face? My skin, I don't even know. I don't really typically look at myself, actually. I don't know how. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So, thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all. I will see y'all maybe next week, this week. I don't know. Peace. Peace.